here's a quick one for you. I had this idea in my head, and I actually had to go, and I was helping my mother and father-in-law out. And believe it or not, I was driving down the highway and I got this idea in my head, and I had to wait a whole 24 hours to get it out of my head. So it was annoying. Now, this particular idea comes from Simon Hurley. And Sonia will know this because she was talking to me about it. I have actually done this on layouts previously, but I didn't make it a feature. So today I'm actually showing you the same way Simon did, but I'm using different, using Simon Hurley's Lunar pastes, but I am using the same. I'm using Archival ink, so it's exactly the same. Now, what I just did then is I have got a Perspex. This was sent to me by Scrapbook Fantasies. It is a beautiful giant piece of Perspex. It's designed by Alicia Redshaw. It's got your 1-inch grids on the back of it. And what it's for is for you to be able to lay out your scrapbooking pieces, to make your layout, and then you can have your backing piece underneath it, and then you can just lift and you can move all your pieces around on one big plate, basically. Now, that's what it is designed for. That's what Alicia uses it for. I saw Naomi John use it last night on a live, and that's how she used it. I've chosen today to actually tape down my 12 by 12 white Poppycraft white cardstock. It is not prepped with anything at all. And the reason I wanted to tape it down is, one, to give myself a nice clean border from where I'm putting these pastes on. But I wanted my cardstock not to move. I wanted it to stay in one spot so I could try and get these. I'll get these Lunar pastes to blend, but not perfectly, but so that there's a bit more of a blend happening. So I did it all with my with an old credit card or store card, whatever. That's how I put it on there. And then I just used a dry brush to blend them together. I dried them off, and I started to dry it off and then realized what tape I used. This is actually the low-tack tape from Crafts Online, and I have torn my paper with it before. So before I dried it too far, I removed that tape, even though ideally if I used the scrapbook.com mint tape, I would have dried this completely and then removed the tape. Now you can see there I have lost some footage. That is a giant stamp. I wanted it to go down. You can see how I've had it. Let me tell you what the stamp was. It is a Stampin' Up stamp. It's called I Love Lace. And there, I'm just showing you how I did it. So it's on my Dina Wakley stamping platform. It's a giant stamp. I've used my jet black Archival ink, and that is what I got. Now, because when I scraped the Lunar paste on, the stamp's going to go on in a sort of distressed way. I wanted it like that. I didn't want it perfect because I knew between the colours it would lift a little bit and it'd give me more of a sort of grungy look. I wanted that stamp to go around, and as I stamped, I turned my cardstock and continued to stamp the same way. So I was rotating the paper, not the stamp. Does that make sense? And I used my that little pink, it looks like a hockey puck. An air hockey puck. It was printed for me on a 3D printing machine, and I bought it from someone, but you can get them from like Crafts Online. They sell them. It's just got a piece of felt underneath it, and it's really helpful if you've got arthritic hands like me to get nice even pressure on your stamp. Now, I decided that I wanted to do some border punches on this layout. I had to go and get a thinner cardstock though, because my A4 cardstock in the Poppy Crafts cardstock is 200 GSM, and it was a little bit hard for this really decorative border punch to punch through. So as you can see, I'm just working out now whether I'm going to put the border all the way around the actual border or if I'm just going to put it on the photos. So that's when I made the decision that I'm just going to put them on the photos. So I just trim it, and then I broke my trimmer, had to get a new blade. I needed a new trimmer blade because it was starting to get blunt, but that's okay. I do cut a lot of stuff. So I went through, I cut all of those, and I thought, right, I know what I want to do. I tried it again just to be sure, and I wanted this layout to have the shiny mixed media from the Lunar pastes, but then I also wanted it to have a little bit of elegance about it because Taylor was posing. We went down, I used to do this with the kids when they were younger, and I'd go down to the park. I haven't done it for ages. I should do it again actually. And just taking some candid photos of them, pose if you want, stand in front of this, stand in front of that, all that sort of thing. And I was just going through the other day and thought, oh, I haven't scrapped these photos. I should do this. The funniest part is earlier this week, I actually did, or last week, I did a Hannah Montana layout because Taylor had Hannah Montana on her shirt. She legitimately went through a Hannah Montana face because she's got Hannah Montana on this shirt as well, which is Miley Cyrus if you don't know who it is. So back in the day when she was Hannah Montana on the Disney Channel. So you can see there I've gone over the top of the pieces that I have used the border punch on, and I went over them and just very quickly, just with my finger, I used the cookie dough Lunar paste because that has been used on the background and that will tie the borders in with the background as well. And you can see I'm just putting a strip of 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape behind the photos. And I could use glue, yes, but I just wanted the tape so I had the ability to remove it if it didn't work for me. Now you can see I'm using that white bone folder. It is a Teflon bone folder. If you like to really press with your double-sided tape, if you really press it down, sometimes you'll hear little crack sounds. That is pressing the air out from under the tape. And it's that air that over time, it will allow your ephemera or your photos to lift off your page because you've left air underneath it. So if you run I use a Teflon bone folder because you can rub that over black cardstock and it doesn't leave a shiny line. So that's why I use that one. Now, that is a great tip to use when it comes to attaching cardstock or ephemera using tape. If you have the ability to, I'm trying to think of the word. I've got embalm in my head and that is not the right word. I realise what embalming is. No, I can't remember. Just rub it really hard. I can't think of the word. If you know the word, please put it down below. It's not scoring. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just using a little bit of black acrylic paint and I'm painting my title because I thought this was going to look amazing. I thought, yep, that'll contrast. It'll go with the black lace. It'll be the black. Yep, that'll work. Watch what happens. This is where I was not really thinking. I was doing before I was thinking. See, doesn't it look amazing? Could have cut it out in black cardstock, but I cut 2 cut files off the one 12 by 12 cardstock, and I cut them out, and that's why I made the title smaller, because I was challenging myself to use a smaller title and use more photos. Problem I have is I've just painted it all black and now it doesn't pop. So that was irritating. So there you can see the reason I'm using the glue now is because I'm going on top of that Lunar paste, and just to make sure that it goes down and stays down. It's easier to use the art glitter glue. That stuff glues everything. It glues. I have not found anything I can't use art glitter glue on, and it holds. So I even used it on clear Perspex embellishments the other day, and I put a dot of that underneath just to see what it would look like. Dries perfectly clear, and it's connected like concrete. It is fantastic. Now, as you can see, I've gone over the time with some glossy accents, the large words, and the other words I went over with my white Posca paint pen just to get those words to pop off the page a little bit. The black, they just blended in too much. I love how it looks now. You can see that grungy lace stencil in the background, and that was the technique, using Lunar paste and stenciling on top of it. Use an archival paint, so archival ink or a permanent ink like StazOn, and it works beautifully. So I love how this one turned out. In the end, it's got a little bit of something for everybody on this one, I think, and I really do love it. Although I have thought of another layout I can do using that stamp. So considering I've had it for all this time, I'm talking 2 years I've had this stamp, and I've never really used it much at all. So, but that's okay. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to use some Distress ink and just go around the border to get that black to really pop. And then that will be my layout. So please let me know below, did you get value from this video? Did you learn anything new? Any new techniques? Is there something else you would like me to try? Pop it in the description below. I've also got my Facebook and Instagram links in the description below as well. Pop over there, check out all the photos and all the stuff we do over there. And I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link as well if you would like to help support the channel. Every little bit helps to buy more product to show you how to use it. Fantastic job, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And this is in real time. This is how slowly I actually do this. I left that one real time for you. So there you go, guys. There is my layout done. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another video real soon. Bye for now, guys.